Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück bei Star Trek Resurgence. Wir machen weiter mit Homecoming. So, erstmal die Leute da rausholen. So.
There they are.
Woo! Na,
You did what had to be done with the Tasker. It
Leider.
was the merciful thing to do.
Daran habe ich nämlich gedacht.
Tasker can rest now. Even if I wavered in the moment. It wasn't a question of time. It was about freeing the Tasker.
If you believe, I'm sure you'll see her again.
I do,
Sehr gut.
and I shall.
Will.
No surprises here. But your shoulders separated. If you come with me to sick bay, we can get you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I'll find you afterwards.
You two, check in at your stations. This thing isn't over yet.
Dann wollen wir mal schauen, ne? Puh. Achso. Hey.
Diaz,
Yeah?
did you see our people over there? Miranda?
Kapoor, Hauser? We saw Miranda and Kapoor, but they're bioform. And as far as I know, there's no way to undo it.
Means they're not our friends anymore.
If they attack us,
We'll have to stop them,
Yeah.
no matter what it takes.
yeah. I guess we have to be ready for that.
Okay, was haben wir noch?
You're really making us proud out there, Diaz. The lower decks don't get a lot of glory.
I'm just getting started.
Na,
She was a good little escape pod. Not that I want another lad like that anytime soon.
Tell me, did any crew from the Zelti survive?
Well, since the Lydian ships have no escape pods, I think it was just us.
I see. That's all. I had a partner on board. After this mission, she and I were meant to. Doesn't matter. All that matters now is making the Takan pay for what they've done.
We'll stop them. I promise.
ganz schön großes Versprechen von einem Lower Deck Mitarbeiter. Naja.
I can't believe it, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing Choba. Not that I'd expect this kind of welcome from him, but I can just imagine the look on his face.
You know what? I want to see him too. It'll be nice to get one piece of normalcy.
I'm sure we can count on him for that.
I can't believe it. You evaded the Takan, ejected their warp cores, and lived to talk about it.
That about sums it up.
They're gonna be teaching this at the Academy for years to come. I mean it. Everybody's gonna learn how you pulled it off.
Well, what we did, you can't just teach that.
Maybe not, but I'm sure they'll try. I heard about Belle. Is Miranda?
As far as we know, she's still out there.
Irgendwo.
I know Captain Rydek will do her best to get her back.
Hold on. Rydek? What about Captain
Ach ja.
Smile?
He was turned into a Takan. Rydek had to take over. She's a hell of an officer, but none of us have been up against anything like this. No one has. Not in 500,000 years.
We'll just have to step up and work that much harder to help Captain Rydek.
It's gonna take all of us.
Hey,
Talk to
Chuvak.
you later.
It is agreeable to see you again.
Ja, ist doch schön.
Is that so?
It was by no means a certainty that you would return to duty here,
No, it was not.
but it was my sincere hope you would.
It's great to be seen, boss. There were a few moments out there off the ship where I wasn't really sure we'd be making it back either. Everything here in engineering's kind of a sight for sore eyes.
Indeed. You should know your absences left engineering terribly short-handed. During your sojourn, this department has fallen unacceptably behind schedule on both regular and irregular duties.
There's been a whole lot of irregularity going around.
I am stating facts, not looking for excuses.
Seems like you could use some help around here. We're ready to go to work.
I'd like to catch my breath for at least a few minutes, Carter.
Quatsch.
Normally, I would assign you to one of the many pressing repair tasks. But, given your experience on board the Zelda, I have suggested you join the senior staff briefing as we determine our next course of action. You can commence your maintenance shift afterward.
Die sind nur so, dein Ernst. Crosstalk.
I tended to an Elydian earlier. Major Sarlet Arminta.
Ah, yes. I met him at the negotiations.
I never would have imagined I'd be here, on the same ship, working together with our oppressors. But now that I am, I can imagine a future where the Hotari and Elydians are no longer enemies. I always hoped for peace, but it seems so far away. There's still a lot of bad blood.
Well, if there's any way I can help, let me know.
I'll take you up on that. It's good to have the support of a Starfleet captain, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Coming along nicely. Thank you, Tyler. I'll take it from here.
Na,
We're
Doc.
almost done.
I have to brief Ambassador Spock in a few minutes.
Ambassador Spock can wait. You have some fences to mend. Personally, I'm against the needless destruction of innocent life forms. So I'm glad you transported the Teflonian crystals onto the ship. But Lieutenant Bedrosian obviously feels otherwise.
Ja.
And right now, you need the full support of your bridge. Being an effective leader requires trust. But an issue as divisive as this can create discord.
I still need and value contrary opinions. I don't want everyone agreeing with me when they feel otherwise.
Well, you'll know when Lieutenant Bedrosian doesn't agree with something. She's not shy about making her opinion known. It's been a chaotic last few days for everyone. You need to name a new first officer in preparation for what's coming. You'll have to work to regain Lieutenant Bedrosian's trust. But if she's removed from consideration, it comes down to Westbrook or Irma. Obviously, there are pros and cons with each, but ultimately, the decision is yours. Commander Westbrook has seniority and was hoping to be Captain Solano's first officer. Irma has the knowledge and experience that makes him more than qualified.
To be honest, Lieutenant Bedrosian feels like the perfect fit for the position.
I would otherwise agree. Given what happened, that'll take some work on your part.
Tja, das ist schwierig.
Good, isn't it?
Thank you, Dr. Duvall.
Always nice to have a captive audience. Really shouldn't keep Ambassador Spock waiting.
Das ist echt schwierig. Einen neuen ersten Offizier. Ich meine, Westbrook hätte es natürlich verdient.
Captain,
I'll meet you inside.
I'm here to officially tender my resignation from the crew of the USS Resolute. I cannot in good conscience continue to serve aboard this ship, not while the interests of the enemy take precedent over the safety of the crew.
Lieutenant, we both know how much we need your help and expertise for the coming conflict. have no one to replace you.
I understand, Captain, and I apologize, but my heart is not in it any longer, and to stay would be a disservice to us both.
My door is always open if you change your mind.
I appreciate that.
Und tschüss.
We'll have Ambassador Spock via subspace shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Armand.
I'll notify Lieutenant Bedrosian we're about to begin.
That won't be necessary.
Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar have first-hand experience with our adversaries. I thought it advantageous for them to join this briefing. I understand this is unusual, but I trust you have no objections?
Talk about moving up in the world. Not that I'm surprised in the least.
Excellent idea, Mr. Chobot. They deserve to be.
Genau, setzt euch hin, macht's euch
In all
bequem.
seriousness, what Diaz and Edsalar accomplished aboard the Zeldi is nothing short of remarkable. They're both to be commended, not only for surviving against incredible odds, but for helping our efforts against these sirens.
You know, Carter deserves most of the credit. None of us would have made it without his help. We'd all be bioformed by this point.
Well, I could say the same thing about Edsalar here. She deserves as much of the credit as I do.
It's like a mutual admiration society.
Ambassador Spock is ready for you.
Put him through.
Captain Reindeck, your recent change in station certainly warrants mention, and I trust you to faithfully execute your expanded duties. Right now, we must keep our attention on the clear and present danger that lies ahead, the Takan and their warship. The closest populations are the Hotari and Elydium systems. They are likely the first targets for mass bioforming. After that lies Federation space. I have advised Starfleet Command to send an impromptu battle group to intercept and assist you, but that will take time. You are our first line of defense. And with our shield algorithms compromised, we are at a great disadvantage. Of course, you know that as well as I do.
I'm glad to hear the battle group is en route, Ambassador. With what we're up against, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
And you will have it.
Sehr gut.
Remember, our strength is drawn from our ability to work together towards a common goal.
Have we made any progress in finding a way to defend ourselves from the Aphilion's bioforming weapon?
Currently, our shields will not protect us, but I am compiling all of the information the away team gathered on the Zeldi and cross-referencing it against our own as well as Portal 6-3's methods.
The away team is sitting right here. They survived without getting bioformed, so we know it's possible. So, what's the secret? How do we defend ourselves? Is there a weakness we can exploit? Something we can do to avoid getting bioformed?
As simple as it sounds, the best thing to do is to not get caught, whether it's one-on-one or the whole ship.
We avoided the Takan as much as we could.
But we saw the bioforming, and there's not much you can do.
I found something that might help. It's too soon to say for sure, but we've had some promising indications that Duridium can delay the bioforming process.
Duridium?
It's not a cure. It's not going to bring anyone back we've already lost. But Duridium is a cell stabilizer, so it has the potential to slow down the onset of physical and mental changes, if not entirely prevent them. And it might be the only ship in the fleet with this much Duridium on hand. In fact, a lot of ships wouldn't have any.
You say that it slows the process, but this doesn't actually stop the Takan from taking over, does it?
Correct. I can't be 100% certain, but it appears this is only a short-term solution. Also, it requires a much larger dose to be effective. We don't have enough Duridium on board to protect the whole crew. We barely have enough to protect everyone in this room.
Sounds like it won't do us much good then.
The use case I'd suggest is that you buy a little time for an officer or a small group to complete a task or mission. But it has to be taken at the moment of exposure to the bioforming mechanism.
Prepare a delivery method for this remedy.
That raises the What is the mission?
Assuming the Aphelion uses shields of some kind, I don't expect it will be easy to bypass their defenses.
We may not be able to block the Aphelions' attack either. But if they do strike, we know their weapon uses transporter technology. We might be able to backtrack their signal path.
Like we did to evacuate Captain Rydek from Tau.
Cow.
We could send an away team onto the Aphelion.
So we could destroy it from the inside.
I'm not exactly sure how, but that's the idea.
So it's like jujitsu. We use their attack and turn it against them.
That's the idea.
We'll keep thinking on it. I'd rather not have to take a direct hit to punch back. There might be some other way we can turn their strength into a weakness.
We'll need to prepare a boarding party, if it comes to that.
Tja.
Petty Officers Edsalar and Diaz are the logical choices to lead any away mission to the Aphelion. They have already crippled one enemy ship. If anyone can do so again,
Ja, das ist richtig.
This isn't like the engineering mission that took you to the Zelda. Do you really have some special insights that a tactical team wouldn't?
Doesn't the fact that we're here speak for itself?
Just surviving won't be enough this time.
Sabotage is kind of becoming our specialty. We'll find a way to get the job done.
Well, he certainly has the swagger for it.
If this is the necessary course of action, I support it.
With the help of Portal, we should be part of the away team.
I will compile all the latest data on the tricorders, just in case.
In the meantime, I want you working on ways we can combat the Takan tech. Shields, weapons, anything we can use.
Yes, Captain.
Anything else, Ambassador?
I know this matter is in capable hands. Hold the line as best you can. Help is on the way.
Thank you.
Danke. Oh Mann, das wird nicht leichter hier. It's time to fight. Let's get to work. I have faith in all of you.
I have faith in all of you to meet this moment with the urgency it requires. I expect all of us to give it everything we've got.
Puh. Dann wollen wir mal.
Thank you, Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar. You're dismissed.
While we have a quorum of senior staff, there is a procedural element we need to take care of. The Resolute command codes must be transferred to Captain Rydek for control of the ship.
Of course.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Jara Rydek. Voice authorization Irma, Echo 4 Lima.
Voice authorization Duval. Beta 2 Yankee.
Voice authorization Westbrook, Alpha 7 Tango.
Awaiting your authorization, Captain.
Alpha. Alpha 3 Tango. Und X-Ray.
Voice authorization Rydek. Alpha 3 X-ray.
Captain's codes the updated command structure is incomplete. Please designate a new first officer.
Who is the new first officer?
Please designate a new first officer.
Tja, also wir können uns nur zwischen den beiden entscheiden und das ist jetzt die Frage. Also wir haben die Möglichkeit Commander Westbrook oder Irmot. Das ist die Frage. Ich sehe vielleicht eher den Irmot als Westbrook. Aber es ist echt schwierig, ne? Das ist echt eine schwere Entscheidung. Egal wie ich mich jetzt entscheide, der andere wird's doof finden. Wir nehmen Ermod. Sag ich doch.
I am proud to name Commander Ermot as my new first officer, effective immediately. Congratulations.
Thank you, Captain.
Ist egal, wie ich mich jetzt entschieden hätte. Der andere hätte es doof gefunden.
Commander Ermot is the new first officer of the USS Resolute.
Awaiting voice authorization.
Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Authorization is now complete.
Now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done.
Ich hätte es auch Westbrook gegönnt, ja, aber...
I think that went well.
Captain Rydek!
Natürlich.
Excuse me for a minute.
This is just unbelievable, unacceptable, inexplicable. To be the most senior officer on the bridge, and to be passed over again? I couldn't believe you went to Lieutenant Bedrosian with the information about Captain Solano being compromised instead of me. I've never felt more humiliated.
I know how you must feel given your seniority and history aboard this ship. You have every right to be angry, but I had to factor what would best serve our interests at this particular point in time. Which is why I chose Commander Ermot.
He's not even close to being first officer material. He's little more than a bureaucrat who's never set foot off the ship. That is a serious liability at a time when we need experience. Otherwise, we don't stand a chance against the Psiots.
You're entitled to your opinion, but I completely disagree with your assessment. Commander Ermot is an extremely competent professional who's more than up to the task, and he'll be an excellent first officer.
You drove Bedrosian away? Now this? If you're not careful, you might not have any crew left, even if we do survive.
But we will survive.
Ridiculous.
Das ist schön. Das ist schön. So viele Idioten. Das ist unfassbar. Line of Fire.
I don't understand. Giving it everything she's got, it doesn't make a difference. Something is actively slowing us down.
Keep trying. What's the situation in engineering?
I can't raise them. Internal comms are down.
It's the ionic interference. It's spiking again. If we reinitialize the central communications trunk, it should compensate. I know the process, Captain. With your permission, I'll go handle it.
Of course.
If Galvin manages to catch us, there's nothing we can do. We're no match for Taconian technology. Not to mention the shield frequencies. As if that wasn't enough of a challenge of its own.
I'll consider any suggestions from my first officer.
Ja, am besten jetzt.
I've got the Aphelion rapidly bearing down on our position.
Hm.
We're being hailed by the Aphelion. Galvin demands to be heard.
Ja, dann mal auf den Schirm, wa?
On screen.
Hi.
That I would let you escape so easily after taking what's mine? How pathetic and predictable. At least you can take solace knowing you'll be a far braver Takan than you were as a cowardly Koblia. Is it any wonder your people perished? If your every instinct is to run from a fight,
You underestimate the lengths I'm willing to go to ensure you don't succeed.
sadly, this is as far as you'll get. We both know I hold your fate in the palm of my hand. That I could crush you in an instant if I so desired. And as much as I'd like to, you have another purpose to serve. As one of us.
Uff.
They've hit us. Decks 8 through 10. I'm not reading any structural damage.
Natürlich.
They were targeting the crew, not the ship.
Captain, we have to respond with force. Return fire. Don't let them attack without a counter.
Fire phasers! Target the source of the beam!
Oh Mann. Wird ja immer besser hier.
No damage from the phasers, Captain. Their shields are still at full strength. The Aphelions just too powerful.
Damage report from the lower decks.
Still can't get through on the comms, Captain. If that was the bioforming ray, I have to assume there are now Takan on board the Resolute. They could all be Takan at this point. Or will be soon enough.
Erstmal die Sternflotte fahren.
Message to Starfleet Command. Tell them we've been hit by the Aphelions' bioforming ray. There may be hostile Takan aboard this ship.
They'll notify them at once.
So, damit die zumindest Bescheid wissen, was abgeht.
Here are your new tricorders.
Cool, danke.
Now go. Get to the transporter room.
We try. Live long and prosper. Macht man ja so. Hier machen wir in der nächsten Folge weiter, Alter. Was geht hier ab? Bis dahin, tschüss und tüdelü.